Okay, good morning. Um, Sally here again, and I'm here to have my morning tea with you. This morning I want to talk about mental health. Not just talking about mental clarity or taking a mental day off. Like those are great things. Like don't get me wrong. They're awesome things to read about and do, and I'm not knocking it. But what I do want to talk about is just how mental illness is treated in mainly the black community, at least from my point of view. Firstly, me myself, I struggle with PTSD, major depressive disorder, and the big one, borderline personality disorder. Now, for those of you who don't know what personality disorder, the best way I can describe it is like this. As a lot of you know, I watch a lot of anime, like a lot, or at least I used to. I'm gonna get back into that later. But there are very many popular archetypes in the anime that is anime. And two very popular ones are the tsundere and the yandere. Now, for those who are confused, tsundere is pretty much that's the archetype where the character, when you first meet them, starts out kind of aloof, maybe a little rude, cool, standoffish kind of thing. But as the anime storyline progresses, they become a little bit more likable, more sociable, or pretty much you start seeing that they're like just a big old squishy marshmallow on the inside. Now, there's also the yandere. The yandere is practically the opposite, almost the opposite. Um, when you first meet them, they first start out as really sweet, likable already, and pretty much, you know, everybody's just like, oh, she's so cute. But as the storyline progresses, you kind of notice that there's something off about her because she tends to obsess about one particular character in general, and it's usually senpai. Yes, whoever senpai happens to be, it's usually senpai that she's obsessive with. Um, And sometimes the obsession gets to the point where she's practically homicidal. It's kind of scary. Now, if you take those two together, the tsundere and the yandere, and squish them together, that's essentially what borderline personality disorder is. For me, that's how I describe it. Because there are times where, like, I will isolate myself from people because people no, but because I don't want to get attached to people because I know that they're just going to go away. But when I do find somebody that I get really attached to and I get really strong feelings for, it becomes overwhelming to me, and I want to spend time with that person almost all the time to the point where it's just like, Sally, get the fuck away from me, kind of thing. And it's just like I can't help it. I like you a lot, kind of thing. And when that person finally decides to go, while I won't say that I personally become homicidal, I do get like really bad separation anxiety. I get um, super depressed, get really really upset, and like to the point where I want to hurt myself because I don't feel like I was good enough to keep you around, or something to that effect. Like that again, that's my experience. That's how I will briefly describe it. And if you are still confused, if you've ever seen that movie with Beyonce called Obsession, where there's that white girl that was kind of just like taunting her husband everywhere he went, yeah, it's kind of like that's like the extreme. Mine's I won't say it's mild, but it's not that bad. It is so not that bad. If for those of you if you ever seen Fatal Attraction or and for those of you who have ever watched Family Guy, Meg. Meg is textbook borderline personality. Kid you not. Like if you look it up and you compare notes, that's exactly what she is. Now, for my psych majors out there, you're probably thinking, oh, she's doing this. I know what this is. This all is for the attention. That attention seeking on. Duh. Yes, that's exactly why I'm doing this. Is so that I can get your attention and make you more aware as to what the fuck is going on. Now, how this relates to the general black community, as for what I've seen, and not just borderline or PTSD or major depression or anything, I'm just talking about in general as for mental illnesses. What I see is that most black people aren't getting the help that they need because mental illness is not just seen as weakness, but it's kind of seen as a white person luxury. You know, it's like, if you tell them, oh, I'm depressed, they'll be like, well, white people only get depressed. Like we can't afford that. Like they kind of shout out on us all like we got to keep strong, we got to keep going, we got to keep trucking. And it's like I get that, but as far as you keeping trucking and keep going and everything, like you're leaving a lot of people behind. There are people with schizophrenia wandering the streets, trying to run away from a persecutor, from a from an illusion that doesn't exist but keeps persecuting them because you guys don't want to acknowledge the fact that they need help, or again, these are my opinions. And it's not a luxury. It's not something somebody chose to have. It's not something that somebody said, yeah, I think I'm going to go to the store and get me a cup of depression with a side order of depression. I drew a blank, I'm sorry. But that's not what it is. Like there are people. If you are a living human and breathing and you bleed, you're bound to have a mental illness. You can. It's highly probable. You can. Like I'm not saying you will, but if you can do this the same way you can walk and talk, you're prone. You can have a mental illness just like you're prone to having a cold, like you're prone to having HIV or whatever. It's an illness. Okay, so it's not like something people choose to have. It's not something that people are trying to gain attention for, except for me, because all the attention belongs to me. Like, I don't get it. You must pay attention to me. But yeah, and thinking about that, that's just heartbreaking. And so, for those of you who are suffering from mental illness, please, by all means, get the help that you need via the services that you can. Like, I'm sure, I don't know, I got, I don't want to say lucky, but I am a little privileged, is that I do have resources at the VA locally. So, the Veterans Association, they help me out with my therapy and everything. But in any way that you can, please get help, especially my black women, because like it's so heartbreaking when I know that so many of you beautiful, strong girls are just you're just suffering because nobody's paying attention to the needs that you have, and they're just ignoring you. And it's like, well, fuck them. You're the only you that you're gonna have, so take care of you for as long as you can. All right, and I love you. I love all of you, even though some of y'all like to pretend y'all don't know me. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm pretty sure you don't need fans. Okay? Alright, well, that's my morning chat, and I hope you have a good day.